This short video will show how to use the new presets functionality built inside StarDraw Control 2010. First of all, it is underneath generic control preset. You can drag that on. It doesn't need to be connected to anything. It can just be sitting there all the time. And we're going to basically, the preset allows you to store and recall values on devices in your system. To show you a very simple example, let's just try and use the value device, which is a very simple control. It's basically just got a property called value, and it fires a value changed event. So this can easily demonstrate the use of presets here. So I've dragged in the value, got the preset, and if we look at the properties for the preset, we can bring up a preset properties dialog and we can navigate through all our devices, all the ports, and actually see the value, and we can say yes, that is the property that we want to store. Great, that's all we have to do there. So let's go and create a bit of UI to go and show how this works. Let's go and drag on a level slider, and first thing we'll do is whenever you move the level slider, we will go and update the value on the server, and we're going to update it to actually be the level slider 1 value property. And we'll also go and catch the event that whenever the value changes, we want to go and update the level slider. So we'll set the level slider value to actually come from the device's value 1 script value property. Great. Let's make sure that all works. So we're just going to run the project, and if we move this up, we can see, yes, in the debug log it does actually go and set it and fire the event back again. Wonderful. So now let's go and put in the setting and recording of presets. Let's just go and add in a simple button that we'll go and call this store preset 1. Make that a bit bigger. And we'll have another one of these because we're going to have another preset, and we're going to set that to store preset 2. What we'll also have is 2 more buttons so that we can go and recall those presets. So I'm going to change that to recall preset, and this one to recall preset. Great. So what do we do when we want to store a preset? Well, quite simply, we go and call the preset on the presets port, and we say store the preset to a value. Now this value that it wants is the actual file name that it's going to save these values out to. Now I'm actually going to put it into my document, StarDraw Control 2010. So I'll just paste that in, and we'll call it /preset1. That's actually a file name, and I'll go and copy all that because I'll probably need that again in a minute. And when we go and store preset 2, we want pretty much the same thing. We want to go and call the preset store preset to be preset 2. Okay, and when we recall the preset, we want to go and call the presets recall preset, and we're going to enter in a value, and we want that preset 1, and finally we do the same thing for preset 2. Presets, recall preset to preset 2. So let's just make sure we've got all that right. So when we click on the button 3, recall the preset of preset 2, and when we click on this, recall the preset of preset 1. And when we click on this, we want to store the preset to preset 1, and when we click on this, we want to store the preset to preset 2. Great, let's just double check our directory. Notice we have no files in there at the moment. We'll now go and run this. And if we go and set the slider to an arbitrary value and go and store preset 1 there, bring it up to there and store that as preset 2. First of all, let's go and check our directory, and there we can see now 2 files called preset 1 and preset 2. And if we come back, we'll move it somewhere in the middle, but now we'll go and recall preset 1 and it's moved down to where the value was for preset 1, recall preset 2, and it's there. So I'll move this around, recall preset 1, recall preset 2. And of course, at any time I can override that and say I want that to be preset 2, recall preset 1, recall preset 2. As simple as that. So that's a very simple example of how to control a single value. Now, it will only store properties of devices, and for some devices, like a Media Technology Systems device, say a router amp, because that's a Cobranet SNMP device, it's actually got a lot of properties, and I can show you that here now. If I expand devices and then the router amp, we can see all the different properties that the router amp has got, and I can say, well, actually, all I want to store is the EQ parametric 1 filter and the 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll just go and store those. And everything else will magically work. We don't have to change anything else because these are just calling the preset driver and saying store it to this file. So we can actually save to any number of files, any number of presets, any properties of any device, and recall them with one simple preset control. If we wanted to recall or store different values, different types of values, we would simply just go and drag out another preset control here, and that can have a completely different set of properties that we actually want to go and store. So we could say with this one, I actually want to store the compressor values, and we can go and store that. And that's it. Thank you very much.